Hi, this is Vishal and hope all are doing good. And this is your love and appreciation that we are now more than 1K. And I congratulate to all of you because of our team and that team be more than 1K. That's our strength, and soon it will be double. So thank you so much for your love towards my video and that means you learn from my videos and that makes me a great feeling inside that I will make more sessions for you. So thank you so much again. And I have seen that many users want to be work on the Kotlin steps also, and they want that there be a very rare videos on the Kotlin on my sessions. So I have uploaded I think 5-6 videos on the Kotlin, and yeah, that's because of we engaged with the big videos, so no time for the Kotlin. But I will make sure some Kotlin sessions. Today I'm making a small session of the Kotlin, but it will continue 2 or 3 steps in which we have to learn the simple registration in the Kotlin, as we have done the same thing on the login view, and how we can did the MVVM approaches on that. The same thing we have apply here MVVM with the Kotlin, and also we learn the incoming sessions the clean architecture with the Kotlin also. And in the Kotlin, in this registered part, we continue with the retrofit and the rxjava. So today we just learned the again data binding step with the view model of the registration and how we can do that. And in our plate we have some more videos that is related to your TDD, that is the test driven development, and I will make those videos for you, and that is also with the requirement of some user, and I have seen that requirement with the many users from past month. So yeah, that's the big video, but I will make with the MVVM approach and how we can test the part of our MVVM. That is the important. We have a robo electric and other classes with that to deal with. So we have to learn these all stuffs. But today we have to go for the Kotlin session, and meanwhile, as we have a time, I will upload the Kotlin sessions so we can work on the Kotlin, those who working with the Kotlin sessions. Okay, so let us start it in Android Studio, and how we can do the registration process. Again, we have to learn and in the minimum steps, and we have to go for the sessions also, that in which you have to learn the retrofit on my next coming session. So let us start it. Okay, so let us start in Android Studio, and here if you watch my previous sessions in which we have done the data binding or the login view model like this did. So I'm doing the same thing, but we have to know that we have a data binding enable is equals to true. We have a Kotlin's plugins that's by default, and here we have two implementations for the view model, live data extensions, and your data binding compiler. So these things we need it, and here we have a main activity, and here we have a edit text 1 2 3 simple edit text at this time I'm using, that is the name, email, and phone. So you can do it with your according to requirements, whatever be your registration form want, so you just do that. And here we have a send data button, that's on click we have to submit our register values. Okay, and here we have a simple structure, that is our model, presenter, repository, and view model. So on the model we have to put, and we have to create our model that we interact with our view model. And this is your presenter, that means we on a click we have to work on that. And repository is your database related, or we can say behind the scenes we have to work, as we know our repository works. So we have to interact with the view model to repository, but I'm not doing this repository today because of this. On the second session of this tutorial I will describe how you can use the retrofit and rxjava in a Kotlin, and how you can save your data in your web services or in your room. So that's on the second sessions, but today just again learn that how we can work with the view model and presenter once again, so you can make perfection on this. So just go for the model, and here on the model we have to create a Kotlin class file, that is your user. And that very interesting whenever we work with the Kotlin. So this is the user, and here we have a variable, and that variable is the name, a string, and that variable email as in a string, and that variable we have a phone. This is the end. Okay, and here you have to create your constructor secondary, and I'm passing all three values be here. And I don't want to go with the getter setter, but if you have a more values, then you go for the getter and setters on this, and otherwise same. And here we have a presenter. In this presenter we have to click something, that means we need a presenter. Okay, on this presenter we have to create an interface for this presenter, and this presenter, that means we have to call that's the function, and the function is register click. I'm making this, and give the same name to on your data bindings. Okay, and here we have a view model, and that's view model be most important, that is a Kotlin view model. So whenever you work with a view model, you need to know that how we can create it with the Kotlin file. So you can see my previous sessions, but again I'm doing this. So here I am making a register view model, and this is your class register view model, and here you can extend it like this, view model. Okay, and again it become red, that means it's angry, that means it wants something constructor. That's fine. So our values be fine here, but here we need to pass something with your observable. So we need observable field, and we have many ways to work with this. I will describe you all one by one in the Kotlin sessions, but at this time I'm using the same as we done on our login view model on my previous sessions. Those who are new and working with this, just please go for the previous sessions of the uh, Kotlin. Okay, so here the same thing is on your string, and here I'm doing the typecast to the integer value. So I'm making the variable phone as an observable field string, because of I will show to you that how you can typecast the user values of a phone if your observable field be string. Okay, so here everything is fine. Now the last thing is mutable. So this is your result data, and that's your mutable. Mutable live data, and that's your string you have to pass in it. Okay, so the things be ready, and here we have two functions. We need a two function call. Number one is your login register data, and here I'm passing the value of a user, and then alt enter, and here your function that's be our that means you have to return the mutable forms, mutable live data. That means this is your get register user, so we can get the response that things is fine on our observe during the activity. Okay, so mutable live data, and this is your string. So easy. Now we have to return value of result data. So this is the basic structure of working with the view model. Nice. So we have to go for the binding, and our binding is the same as we have done many times. This is your layout, and I think the bindings becomes the things very easy in Android. And this is our variable, and the variable name is view model, and that view model I'm making a register view model. So the things for the register model be ready, and here we have a variable named presenter, and that presenter be our presenter. Okay, so okay, both the things be fine. So this is your layout, and make it as the last, and this is the layout, and all the main namespaces put it on the layout, that is on the parent. Okay, and we need respect to parents, so here the same thing. So here our layout and the view model presenter, and now we have to go with the, because of we need something, some value, pass it from the edit tag. So what to do, that is your at. Whenever you work with your edit tags, and I told you many times, you need a equal, because of here you have to pass something. So this is your view model dot, you can see the name, and copy paste, and here we need email. Oh sorry, first one I'm making a name, and on the second I'm making the email, and here on the third I'm making a phone. So that's the things for the view model. And for the presenter, what we need a on click, and on the on click we need at your presenter dot, what's the name of the presenter, register click. So I think that's easy. Okay, so everything is right, and just build and check the things, rebuild, and now we have to go for the main activity, and here we can call our activity binding and the view model, and then work on that, and just put the user and pass it to the view model. And once this view model be ready, then we go for the retrofit calls and these things, this kind of stuff. Okay, so now the Gradle build finished, we have to call the activity binding be here. So we have a activity main binding, and here you can say that this is your data binding util. So whenever you work with this, that is your data binding util, and that util is your set content view, and that set content view is your activity binding type. So that's your activity main binding, and here you have to pass this comma the layout name. Okay, so that means we have to connect with this activity on the Kotlin. So that is the way to work with the Kotlin data binding. And here you have a variable for view model. So this is our view model, and this is the view model provider dot of this, and dot, that means you need to a get class, and that get is our register view model, and double colon, and this is your class dot java. So that means our view model be ready, by which we have to pass the values. And here you can say that your activity main binding, and here I need to be a presenter, so that's your dot presenter, you can see that. And here this is your object in which we have to call that presenter, so that is your colon presenter, and you have to click on this, that means it presenter be work, and here you have to override the register click. Okay, and that is your object. So this is a register click on your activity binding presenter, that means on which we have to click the things. So here you can go for your function show toast, and here we have to pass some value, that is value, and that value be a string kind. And here we have a toast, so you can go for the toast dot make test this, and comma, this is your value, and comma, this is your toast dot length, long or short, whatever you need it. Okay, and you can call that show toast. This is your on click. So that's very easy. And now we have to go for that our registered user values be, that means we can get the things be here or not, that is that be ready for us. So that's the thing, that means we need to observe the things for the view model. So what to do for that, we have a view model dot get registered user dot observe, and for this observe we need this comma observer. Okay, so that's the way you can find the values of here. So this is your show toast, and you can see that user registered, that means on a click or whatever be. So this is the simple way of approaching the activity binding. Here you can call the activity your model, this is your presenter calling, and this is your view model observation, and this is simple show toast. So that's easy. So first you have to learn these simple steps, and now we have to go for, that means on a presenter what we need it, that means we have to pass something. So here you have a name, and that name is a kind of a string, and that string is your activity mean binding dot name dot, here you have a text dot to string. Okay, and here we have a email, this is your string, that is your activity mean binding dot email dot text dot to string. So there is also, we have to cross check the validations. I will show you there are many ways to work with that, means your binding adapters you can call, or a simple way. First time I am showing to you the simple approaches of doing work with this. Activity mean binding dot your phone dot text dot to string, then we have to typecast it at last. So here you have a name, and you can cross check if name dot trim dot your length is less than equal to 0, so that means you need to check that there is no value. So you can go for the activity mean binding dot name dot set error, that please insert name. So you can do it with the other emails, and I will describe you how you can cross check the email also. And for the email we have very easy work with that, that means you have to create a function. I think this is not good to work with the main activity like this. You have to create this kind of validations also in your view model, that I will show you on my other session, but today just describe to you how we can work with that. So this is your function is email valid, and that email be your email, and that is your a string kind of email, and I'm making a boolean, and that means it return android dot util dot patterns, because of it works with the patterns. Okay, and that is your email address dot, that is your matcher, and if it works with the email, that's good, dot matches. So that means If it is valid, then it works with this, it return the things, otherwise not. So I'm just checking that else if not is email valid with your email, so it showed to you the error activity mean binding dot email dot set error. Rest of the things, that means rest of the validations, you try from yourself. I'm just show to you only two, that how we can work with this. Please insert a right email or a valid email. Okay, so that's the thing. So and if it is, then we go for the else, and on the else I think this is not good because I'm not using retrofit at this time, so I'm calling the user here, but we have to pass the value, and these things we have to work with the view model to repository. But at this time I just show to you. On my next tutorial I will continue and will do some update like this, but still you have to practice this small stuffs. And this is your phone, and this phone is dot to int. Okay, so that's with the, that means your typecast of phone be here, and here this user be ready, and that means view model dot your register data, this is your user. So that means everything is fine, it passed the values to our view register view model. So this is simple scenario, and when it receive here, if I'm just checking the small thing be here, if user dot name dot equals Vishal, at this time because of we have no any retrofit value, so I'm just checking the things, and result data, sorry, what is this? Yeah, okay, so here you have to make a variable, that is your result, this is your string kind, and you can see that your result is valid user. At this time we will do some other on next session, that means we have to apply some retrofit calls. I'm just checking that what happened here, and here you can see that this is your result data dot value is equals to your result. So that means we can get the things on our register data, so that we fine or not. So okay, so let's start it and run that and see, wait and watch what happened. So it's very interesting and very easy work with the Kotlin. But on the second session you must see that how we can apply the repositories, and how we can work with the rxjava, and how we can work with the web services, so we can insert the data like this. So once you play with the data bindings, and once your hand be easy on that, you can do anything with the big projects. And soon I will make a small project on the Kotlin. I will show to you that how it works on the Kotlin. Okay, so let's see what happened here. Yes, so if you go with blank first, and you can see that, yeah, this is please insert name. That means if I'm inserting the name be Vishal, and now on email, yeah, please enter a valid email, so I'm using a Vishal at gmail.com, and here we have a number, but it's not showing me something. Why? Yes, because of we need to make it as a show. Okay, so again run it and check. So the things be, that means we have to call and user registered. That's be going on very easy. On my next session you must learn that how we can do the retrofit calls with this, and how we can get access the rxjava, and also we approach the dagger in coming Kotlin sessions, and clean architecture. So many stuffs on the plate, and but most important thing is we have to work with the testing. So that be the tutorial on the Java in clean architecture on MVVM testing we have to do. Okay, so that's an important part. So let's see one more time. Here I'm using a Vishal, and this is the Vishal at gmail.com, and 1234. Yeah, user registered. So we have a lot of things in my coming sessions. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for your love and appreciation. Thanks. We have to wind up.